Every American and every parent and every child and every student of American history must understand this concept called Operation Northwoods. Now, for those of us in the conspiratorium, those of us who have spent most of our adult life paying attention to what is rational and real and actual and not imaginary and theoretical, Operation Northwoods is something that we have thought about and known about and have asked everybody about since the beginning of time. It's like the USS Liberty. It's like DARPA. It's like Operation Popeye. We know these things, and we are amazed that nobody else does. Operation Northwoods was a proposed, planned, actual, false flag, kind of a blueprint developed by the U.S. Department of Defense, the Joint Chiefs of Staff in 1962. It was a covert. Now look at these words. Nobody likes these words, but it's true. It was a covert operation aimed and targeted at staging a false flag event to justify military intervention in Cuba and to gain public support for a war, international support for an action against Cuba. It was the classic false flag. And let me also tell you something. For those individuals who have questioned, thought of, wanted to review, or thought 9/11 to be at moments hard to explain, this is the one to look for. To take a plane, basically a plane, to have a plane wave goodbye with people on board that you thought were part of a soccer game or a sports team, only to land at like an Eglin Air Force Base. Nobody knows this. And then a drone flown over the waters theoretically near, or thereabouts near Cuba. And then it is detonated or shot down. And what is found is the shell of what looked like a commercial plane, like the commercial plane which went up with the color of the logo and the like, but it's a drone. The detritus, the flotsam, the jetsam floating about, pulled in. Aha! Castro did it. Those lives lost. Sound familiar? Think about it. Sound familiar? A plane that takes off and then something happens to it. Now, I'm not saying anything you might think I'm saying. I'm merely saying that if you want to really understand the history of the United States, if you really want to understand how these people work, and this is the Joint Chiefs of Staff, 1962, okay? This is 62 years ago. Those people are still there. Not the same individuals, but the same mentality, the same thinking, the same mindset, the same morals, the same way of thinking. You've got to understand this. You cannot look at what's going on if you think in this clear kind of a Pollyannish world where the good guys fight the bad guys, and that the good guys are identifiable, that the good guys are identifiable and marked in uniforms of such, that the good guys fight the bad guys and they never traverse. They never are confused. They're never replaced. And when you do this, you will be met with a flurry and a fury and a likewise fusillade of people screaming and yelling that you are some kind of a conspiracy theorist. And remember, as the great Gore Vidal said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'm a conspiracy analyst. Because conspiracies, confederations, and agreements between two or more guilty people exist in the world. And don't ever forget that. Don't ever think. Don't ever dismiss the existence of people who put together cabals and covens and convocations and cadres and coordinated conspiracies. Conspire, conspirare, the Latin, to breathe together. Start off with Operation Northwoods. Declassified. It's there. Read it. Read it. And Americans don't. Thank God for the internet's series of tubes. All of this is there for you. And the thing that I wish I could inject, imbue, and somehow give to the American people, which is very difficult to do, is this sense of insatiable curiosity over a subject where you have to know everything there is about it, where you are unable to go another day without knowing about this. You're unable to sleep. You immediately pick up your iPad or iPhone, whatever it is, looking and searching. What is this? Tell me more about this. How many people knew about this? Thank God Bobby Kennedy and John Kennedy, thank God they said no, which many could argue might be one of the reasons for his untimely dispatch. His inability and or refusal to play with others. Does this make any sense to you? Does this make any sense? I hope it does. Because if you truly want to be an American citizen, if you really want to know what's going on, if you want to be a participatory agent, so to speak, and participate, hence the term, you better understand our history. And the history is so elegant and so glorious and so underhanded and so beautiful that if you have the slightest appreciation for being the sleuth and skullduggery and the like, you will find our system fascinating. Now, let me explain something to you. Let me tell you another conspiracy, which I can't figure out. It has come to my attention that 87% of the people who watch my videos do not subscribe. And I think there's a reason for that. I think there is a systematic, calculated, organized reason to have that particular bit of information disconnected from you while I've reconnected it. You must subscribe, you must like this, and you must hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Because our information, my ability to critically think has been resisted, believe me, my entire adult life as I venture into this. 2025 is going to be the year of enlightenment, where we're going to know the truth. So comment as you see fit.